to yoga. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Okay, practice today, just settle down onto your mats. Practice today is going to be all about the heart, our hearts. So we're going to be doing some heart opening poses, which are backbends, known as backbends. And they're known as heart opening. And we're going to be doing some meditations about the heart to connect mind and body. So let's start we'll usually start centering. So we're going to do a little bit of a different centering today, but you can be seated or you can be on your back, whatever you're comfortable with. We're going to start with, as I say, a little bit different. So just take a little bit of time to settle into whatever position you choose to be in. Maybe just take a few deep breaths to settle. That's what I need to do. And just relax your face, your jaw, your neck. Just become comfortable in your space and settle in. And we're gonna do a little kind of a meditation. This is from a person called Wim Hof, who I like. And it's called interoception. That just means feeling inside of the heartbeat. So feeling inside is like connecting the mind and the body. So making a conscious connection with our heart and the circulatory system. So we all know where the heart is, right? Nestled in there in our lungs, in the upper part of our chest, protected by the rib cage. But the heart beats involuntarily, so it just happens. The heart is beating, adjusting to whatever the body needs all throughout the day. And if we bring our attention to it, we can decrease, we can actually control our heart rate. So we're just going to take some time now to just make friends with our heartbeat. So relax, you've done that. Now feel and visualize your heartbeat. So it can help to take a hand or even both hands, right in the center of your chest. So you can have a felt sense of your heart. You can feel it. So just connect. See if you can feel that pulse. Feel your heart beating, connecting with your hands. And now try to synchronize it with your breath a little bit. So as you inhale, feel the heart beat. And as you exhale, feel the heart beat. So just connecting, conscious connection with your beating heart. And just breathing slow and deep and even. So actually, on the inhale, your heartbeat increases. And on the exhale, it slows down. So this happens in very quickly, obviously, breath to breath. So don't worry about that. Just focus on connecting to your beating heart. Now visualize your circulatory system and visualize that with every inhalation, oxygen-rich blood is flowing all throughout throughout your body, to every part of your body, to this very extensive network of vessels that, I don't know how, it could wrap around the earth 2.5 times. So with every breath and every beat, just visualize that oxygen-rich blood flowing to all parts of your body, bringing the life force, everything your body needs to keep going. Let's take a couple more breaths, visualizing the blood flowing throughout your body, bringing vital nutrients. Now make a journey through your body and try to feel the heartbeat in different parts of it. So maybe in your hand, you could focus on your hand and see if you can feel the heart, the pulse in your hand, or in your feet. Maybe if you're focused on your feet, you can feel it, the blood flowing into your toes. So just see where in your body you can feel the pulse of your heart beating. And know that the blood is carrying what's needed everywhere. You might feel it in your throat. Where can you feel the pulse? Okay, then you can take your focus away from the specific pulse feeling and just come back to your breath. So the circulatory and respiratory systems are intimately connected. The heart, beat, the breath. Come back to your breath. Just take a few moments to deepen and lengthen and even out your breath. Jaw, face, everything relaxed as can be. And then take a moment to create an intention for your practice. Something you'd like to focus on or take away from your practice today. And repeat that intention a few times inside your own head. And then let it go, but come back to revisit it if you need to regain your focus. And we'll start practice today on all fours. So come on around to your hands and knees. And as always, start with your foundation. So you can have your knees on a blanket if that feels good. So wrists are under shoulders, fingers spread. Knees are under hips. Press gently down through your hands and the tops of your feet, the lower part of your legs and knees, and come into tabletop. So just start with a long straight spine lengthening out through the crown of your head and your tailbone, and then begin some gentle cat-cows. So on the inhale, your arms stay straight, hands pressing in, your tailbone tilts, Pelvis tilts forward, and then let the extension move up your spine. Perhaps lift your chin a little bit. Exhale, press into the mat, tuck your tailbone first, and then round your upper back, chin toward chest. So moving with your breath, slow movement. Let the breath initiate the action. You're moving between extension of the spine on your inhale and flexion on your exhale. Just slowly waking up the spine. Perhaps going a little deeper as it loosens up and wakes up. Mindful movement, moving with the breath. We're beginning here to open up the front body on the inhale, the cow part, and open up the back body on the cat. Okay, so a couple more rounds. And then walk your hands one hand length forward. So you're just bringing your hands a little bit forward of the shoulders. And begin to make circles. So take your hips out to the right and circle your hips back around your knees. And then come forward and circle your shoulders around your wrists. So kind of a barrel rolling motion, and still coordinate with your breath. So perhaps inhaling as your body comes forward, and then as the exhale comes, your body moves back. And you can go make your circles bigger. You can bring more side stretching and rotation in by bending your elbows. So this can be a really delicious stretch and opening. And it should feel really good. So find the place that the movement becomes organic. You're really listening to your body, and oh, it feels good, whatever you're doing. Still moving with your breath. And just juicing up the joints. And then come to a pause and begin your circling in the opposite direction. Nice. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's listening to your body and moving in ways that feel really nice. And you are always welcome to come into child's pose or rest posture if that's what your body's asking for. Okay, then everybody come back into child's pose. So hips over heels, and just rest your head on something. Just get into a comfortable place where you can just release. Let everything sink down. Now notice here that your chest is compressed, so your rib cage can't expand in the front. So as you breathe here, notice that the back body puffs up, because the rib cage can expand 360 degrees. So here where it can't expand forward so much, so It expands to the back and to the sides. So just let your awareness be in the upper back. And just notice the movement of the rib cage as you continue to take nice deep breaths. Okay, then come back to all fours and up on your knees. So again, a blanket under your knees can help here. If this is not a comfortable, we're gonna do some up and down movements here. You can do it in a seated position if the knees aren't working for you. So you're on your knees. The foundation is just the lower legs. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. You can look up, a little back bend. Exhale, let your arms come down, back to child's pose with your arms behind. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, back to child's pose. So this is strengthening for the legs. Nice. Just a couple more. And then we'll meet in child's pose. This time, let your knees come out to the edge of the mat, feet together, so a wide leg. And that gives a lot more space for your front body. So as you're breathing here in child's pose, different variation, your rib cage can expand in all directions. Perhaps bring your awareness back to that heart space, the upper chest. Maybe feel the heartbeat as the pulse in your body. Okay, then come back up to all fours. Walk your hands one hand width ahead, hand length ahead again. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Firm up your belly, so navel towards spine. Lower down so that your chest and chin come first, and then slide out onto your belly. So prone position. Bring your elbows under your shoulders in Sphinx pose. So spread your hands, press them lightly into the mat. Press into the mat with your tops of your feet and your thighs and your pelvis. Drag your elbows back. They're not going to move. Just energetically drag them on the mat so your chest is moving through your arms. Let your gaze be a little ahead of the top of your mat. And then, so what we're doing here is a back bend, Sphinx pose. You want the back bend to be in your upper back, not your low back. So press your pelvis into the mat. It's kind of like you're tucking your tailbone there. Protect your low back. Just imagine that you, in your heart space, you have a headlight just beaming out. So your shoulder blades are coming together on the back here to help with the opening of your front body. slow, deep, even breath. Then let your hands stack one on top of the other. Bring your forehead down and just rest. Just let everything go here. Notice the flow of energy in your body. See what release you can find. Now let your forehead come to the mat. Bring your hands under your shoulders, or next to your shoulders, so your elbows are close to the side body. You're looking straight down. We're just going to do, this is a cobra pose, so on an inhale, press lightly into the mat with your hands, very lightly, and just lift your shoulders and head. Not doesn't have to be very far. Exhale, come back down. So the only thing that's moving is your upper body and head. Just in and out a few times. Now, if you want to try hovering your hands so they're not touching the mat and lifting the same way you can too. So this is very strengthening for the upper back. So just up and down a few times, with or without your hands. Beautiful. If you want to challenge yourself and try holding in the lifted position, make sure you've got your navel toward your spine, protect the low back. You take a couple breaths. Nice. Then come on back down with your forehead on your stacked hands and just release and relax. Notice probably that your heart's beating a little faster from that. Okay, now come back to all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Pressing into your hands, maybe pedal your feet a little bit. The first one. And then look up between your hands, bend your knees a lot, and bring your feet up, walk your feet up between your hands, coming into a forward fold, Uttanasana. So knees bent a little or a lot, navel in and up. Shake your head yes, no, so your upper spine is loose. And just hang here for a little bit, letting the weight of your upper body and your very heavy head lengthen out your spine. You can hold opposite elbows, maybe move a little bit left to right. Now bring your hands to your shins and lengthen up halfway with a strong flat back. Half forward fold. And exhale, fold again. And now on an inhale, press your feet into the mat. Bring your arms out to the side. Palms spread, lift up. And then bring your hands down to heart space. And we'll come into mountain pose. Now mountain pose is, let's see, how am I going to say this? Posture. It's about posture here and alignment. So, and how that works with the heart is, if you are mentally, emotionally threatened, in fight or flight, depressed, you tend to have your, protective posture. So it's like something's coming at you and you're ready to defend yourself or protect yourself. So shoulders forward, chin dropped, if you think of you're walking. just stand that way for a minute. So just let your shoulders slump forward and you're kind of head down, and you know, just how does that make you feel? What are your feelings when you're, you know, your feeling tone when you're in this posture? And now, as we build a mountain pose, you press into your feet. Take a little tuck in your tailbone, lengthen up through the side waist. Bring your shoulders up and back and down. Open your palms out, spread your fingers, and then lengthen up through the crown of your head. So you've got nice open body. Everything's in alignment. Let go of the extra energy. And now how do you feel? So your posture can affect your mental state, and your mental state can affect your posture. So you can do something about how you're standing, and that'll make you have a different feeling. So this is why the opening the chest, postures that open your chest, and back bends that strengthen your back body, help you to have good posture, good alignment, can really make a difference. Not only in how you present to other people, but how you feel yourself. So, as you stand here for a few breaths in mountain pose, kind of tune in to that heart space. Nurture feelings of confidence, self-love. So while we're standing here, this part of this subtle body in yoga is the chakras, and the heart chakra is an energy center. It's not something you can see. It's an energy center where a nerve plexus is in your upper chest, and it's the seat of self-love and love for others, and kindness and compassion. So as you stand here in mountain pose with your nice open chest, just engender those feelings. Confidence, love for yourself, kindness, compassion. Just imagine they can radiate out from this nice open chest, and your whole self, your body, is stable, supported, safe. Okay, then open your eyes if you've closed them, and we're gonna do some breath work like this. So inhale, bring your arms back, open your chest even more, palms open. Exhale, cross one arm over the other, give yourself a hug. There's some self-love right there. So you don't have to hunch over when you do that. Just keep your upright posture, give yourself a little pat. Okay, inhale, open, stretch, radiate. Exhale, maybe change the cross of your arms and give yourself a hug. Do that a few more times. Inhale, exhale. So we're opening the front body on the inhale, and we're stretching the back body on the exhale. One last hug, one last maybe tapping, patting. Very nice. And then your arms can come down. And we're gonna stretch the side body now, so with some lateral bends. So feet are parallel. On an inhale, start with your good posture, upright, mountain. Inhale, left arm up and over, right arm slides down the right leg. And then change sides. Inhale, right arm up, left arm. Now, press into the outside foot. Get a little more lateral stretch there up the side. but keep moving with the breath. So slow, inhale up, exhale, soften. A few more times. So this is going to help the muscles on the rib cage that are between the ribs and also the muscles on top. So there's a little more flexibility. When you breathe, you can get a deeper breath. Okay, the next time you side bend to the left, let that be the last one. Come back to center. Just stand in mountain. Feel. Notice the energy moving in your body. Reconnect with your breath. Maybe slow it down a little bit. Okay, then we're going to do some balance. So, it's just going to be a one leg balance. So, let the weight come, okay, balance. Start with your foundation. So, you're on your four corners of feet, good. Have a chair, that's a good thing, very good. And have a drishti, a point that you're looking at that's not moving. So, if your eyes are not moving, then that helps your brain to be still. So let the weight come into your right foot, just come up onto your left toes. Keep that right hip from jutting out. If it juts out, bring it back in. And then on an inhale, you can experiment with just bringing your left knee up. That's it, just left knee up. Keep breathing. Keep having a soft gaze on something that's not moving. If you put your toe down, that's great. Just take a breath and come back in, mindfully, slowly. You can experiment if you're comfortable here. You can bring your knee into your chest. Put it out straight, anything you want to do. So just remember, balance is a practice. It's not oh so serious. Very nice. All right, then come out with as much control as you went in and just wiggle around a little bit, get rid of any tension, and then we'll do that on the other side. So weight into your left foot, up on your right toes. And then when you feel ready, if you want to go another step, you can inhale up the right knee. Just play around if you want to try some different movements here. Remember, it's your practice. Make the most of it. Okay, and let that foot come down. Smooth it around. Hula hula, so what, who cares, whatever. All right, then come to the front edge of your mat and have your feet hip width apart, so yeah. Turn your right toes out about to the corner of the mat. Take a step back. So we're going to come into warrior one. So this is a closed hip posture. So your feet are not on the same line. They're on train tracks. Take your hands on the pubic bones here, the pelvic bones here, and just square your hips to the short edge of the mat, okay? Then a few times bend and straighten your left leg. So the knee, you're aiming for the knee right over the ankle so you can see the toes. Back leg is inwardly rotated, so as if you want to bring your thighs together, but press into both feet. And we're going to do a different version of Warrior One today, I call it Open-Hearted Warrior. So once you've got settled in your foundation, inhale, just bring your arms back the way we've done a few times today. Nice open chest. And you can look up a little bit if you want to make it a little more of a back bend. It's a little bouncy here too. But just focus on this open chest. Shoulder blades together on the back. Open chest. Open heart. Beaming out. Okay, so take a couple more. Slow, deep, even breaths. Okay, then straighten your front knee, bring your right leg up to meet the left. And maybe take a little circle, something, get that out of your hips, yep. And we'll do that on the other side. So this time, left toes turn out a little bit. And step straight back. Find your right knee over right ankle, hips squared. Press into your feet, draw your thighs together. And if if this arm, that was getting a little, I don't know, making me dizzy to have my arms back. So if you do not have to do the arms like that, you can do traditional arms, you can do cactus arms, this arm. So on this side, experiment with the arms. If that other position wasn't working for you, try something different. It's still a back bend a little bit. But still connect with that feeling. So warrior is they say a peaceful warrior. So it's not aggressive, it's a kind of standing up for what's right kind of warrior. Courageous, brave, confident. One more breath. Okay, and come back to center. Come back to mountain pose. So don't just throw yourself into it. Start from the feet and move up, make sure you're stacking right, make sure you're lengthening up through the side waist, and most of all, make sure your shoulders are back down, away from the ears, and your chest is open. And then feel the energy. Imagine your beating heart sending oxygenated blood everywhere in your body. A good old heart. Okay, then you're going to have to leave some things out here, but that's okay. Okay, so you're at the top edge of your mat, so inhale your arms up, reach up, exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, come into a forward fold, but bend your knees a lot, so your hands touch the mat, step back into downward facing dog, not to stay too long, just pedal your feet a little bit, and this is down dog is like a half inversion. So inversions are nice for your heart because they give it a little rest, and they also send it, when your heart is above your head, the brain gets some nice oxygenated blood, with the heart not having to do so much work. Okay, then on an inhale, bend your knees, come to your knees, take your feet out to the side, come on to your back side, your seat, and then lower down to your back. Have a block nearby. I'm gonna do another inversion here. So, block nearby, you're gonna take the block, the flat side, the largest area, and put it under your sacrum, back of your, not on your spine, but on the back part of your sacrum. And then, when you're comfortable on there, raise both legs up to the ceiling. So this is supported shoulder stand. It's kind of like legs up the wall. You can do it against a wall too. And this is an inversion. So here, the brain is getting a lot of nice, fresh blood. You can take any movement you want here. You can take an opportunity to bring some movement into your ankles, circling them, flexing and extending. If you want, you can raise your hands and do the same with your wrists. Spread your legs, any movement you want here. Just taking some time to refresh and relax. And then bring your feet to the mat. Press into your feet, lift your hips up so you can take the block away. And we're going to go into Shavasana a little early today because we're going to end with our ending is going to take a little longer. So now is the time when you are going to take that blanket that is rolled halfway, the one that Andrew and I made for you. So take the roll, mine here. So the one that's rolled halfway, you're going to put the unrolled edge at the top of your mat and the rolled edge here, down like that, okay? And then you're going to take your other blanket and roll it all the way up. So starting with the fringe edge, just make a roll all the way up with it. Okay, so then we're gonna get that. Okay, we're gonna arrange yourself so that the roll on the top one is under so your shoulders are over. It's like right below your shoulder blades. Your shoulders are on the mat, and we're gonna have arms out to the side. So you can imagine it just opening your chest, okay? It's right under your upper chest, not under your shoulders. And then, you might have to come off of that for a minute. Then the rolled up, the fully rolled one is gonna be above the knees, behind your, right behind your knees on your legs. So not under the knees, but the very top, lower part of your thighs, okay? Did everybody get that? Okay, so when you lay back here, arms out, I admit, I borrowed this from a class I took online, and It felt so good. So anyway, so this is going to be our Shavasana. I feel like I kind of rushed you into Shavasana, so I'm sorry, but just see if you can relax here. So, Shavasana is just integrating the practice, feeling supported here, safe. But here your heart is open, so it's kind of vulnerable, you know, to allow your heart to be open. It makes you vulnerable. But right here, it's safe. You might just feel your heart beating here, so kind of where we started. You don't have to, but you might be aware of that. And gently bring your awareness back to the space. Let's begin to connect with your breath, deepen and lengthen your breath. And bring some movement to your fingers, your toes, awaken your body slowly. Maybe a little stretching or rocking. And then bring your knees in toward your chest and come over onto your side. So just cradling your head in your arms. Taking a few moments here to just see where you are. At the end of practice. Almost the end of practice. Remember your intention. And then use your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. We're going to end today with a loving kindness meditation. That's called a meta meditation, and it starts with sending good wishes to yourself and then out to others. So this is it's a generic one that we're going to do today. It's very basic. You can add on if you do your own loving kindness meditation anywhere else. So I'm going to you can put your hands on your heart space. You can have your hands on your lap, on your legs, anywhere you want. But just sit with a kind of tall, straight spine. So lengthen up a little bit. Close your eyes. And I'm going to say the phrase. There'll be 3 phrases for each part. And I'm going to leave a little space after that you can repeat the phrase in your own mind. So just start before I start speaking. Going back to your heart chakra, the energy center in your upper chest, and just come back to the feelings that we were aware of during practice of love, kindness, compassion, courage, any of those that came with an open heart. So just kind of bring back those feelings as you can. And we'll begin by sending these wishes to ourselves. So again, I will say the phrase and leave a pause so that you can repeat it in your own mind. May I be happy. May I be free from fear. May I be safe and protected. And now we broaden it out to others. And this can be people you love, people you only know a little bit or just see, or even people that you have trouble loving. So I'm going to call that you. So now you say, may you be happy. May you be free from fear. May you be safe and protected. And now we send those wishes to all beings everywhere. So this is all sentient beings, people, animals, aliens if they're out there, I don't know. All right, so we're sending this, may all beings everywhere be happy. May all beings everywhere be free from fear. May all beings everywhere be safe and protected. Now just take a few slow, deep, mindful breaths. Feeling what you're feeling. And I invite you to bring your hands, palms together at your heart space. Bow. Give gratitude to your heart today. Your heart that supports you 24/7 without you doing a thing. But also know that by practicing yoga, you are helping your heart to stay healthy. So you're giving back. And the light in me bows to and honors the very same light in each of you. Namaste.